We've all been there. You're on a tear of productivity and it seems like nothing in the world can stop you. Then one day you wake up and you're like, I should probably take a break. And you take a little day off and you feel a little bit unmotivated. Then one day turns into 2 and 2 days turns into 3 and all of a sudden you've been gone a month, haven't really done anything and really lost all passion for your work. You're just wasting time like a sand slipping through your fingers. Now this has happened to me a lot in my life so far, in 18 years of life, and in this video we'll talk about how I tend to get myself out of these productivity slumps or burnouts, and how I'm planning on really never entering into a really bad productivity slump or a burnout ever again. I watched a video by Wheezy Waiter literally yesterday, the day before I'm filming this, and it's also a great video on a very similar topic, and I suggest you guys go check it out. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. But before we do that, let's get straight into the topic of this video: how to deal with burnout and how to make sure that you really never get into it again. So I've been in a slump for a month, I think, and this slump has really come around making content and making YouTube videos for people like you. And I've felt a little bit burned out by the idea of doing that, and I think this really comes from like a lack of motivation, but not really. What it really comes from is the new obstacles that have showed up in my way since I moved to college. As you can probably tell, this isn't where my older videos have been filmed. My older videos have been filmed in my bedroom or like the study room of my house, and now I'm filming in the lounge of my college dorm, right? I'm filming in a shared space. Nobody's here right now because it's 1 p.m. on a Tuesday, and people are in class except me because I'm special and I don't have a class right now. But anyways, what I'm trying to get at is that these new challenges that have showed up, figuring out when to film, figuring out where to film, and having to do all this extra work to actually be able to make these YouTube videos has produced an extra hurdle that has made it really hard for me to actually get work done. Clearly, I overcame that because I'm filming this video. What I'm trying to say is that for burnout and productivity slumps, for me personally, what really stops me, besides the sickness obviously, is new obstacles, things that are putting an increased friction. It's not frictionless like Cody Co. Friction in between me and the work that I have to get done. If sometimes if you have to do schoolwork, you'll get a new extracurricular activity and that'll put yourself at a further distance from being able to get your homework done on time, and then that disrupts your academic work. Anyway, sorry for my dead voice. It's just that I got like a cough thing that's been going around on campus, not COVID, and it's just been ruining my stupid little speaking career. But I have to get this video done anyways. So when something disrupts your normal habits, you're likely to fall into a slump, like I mentioned. And how do you get out of that slump? Well, here's what works for me, and this won't work for everybody, but I hope at least helps you a little bit on figuring out how to get out of a slump on your own, and maybe you can take something and apply it to your own life. So step number 1 is honestly just taking a break. If you feel like you're falling into a little bit of a slump, try and take a break before you burn out, and don't have like a forced vacation after a burnout. Try and take a break before you burn out. Spend some time with friends, hang out, play video games, play basketball, just relax, just watch movies. Don't really do anything related to your work. Relax, let your mind clear. Step 2 is rebuilding your habits back a little bit over time. Now, if you have like a really good habit system in place that you developed after reading a book like Atomic Habits or watching videos by people like Ali Abdaal, then you probably won't have too much trouble with this. But habits are very important, and they're really the only way that you can consistently do work over a long period of time, because relying on motivation, intrinsic motivation, isn't really something that'll work, because a lot of times there's a lot of things that can affect your mental health, outside circumstances. And if you have like a habit system where you're like, okay, every day I'm going to do writing for an hour, then you'll be like, okay, at least I'll get this done because my habit is there already. And you'll have to phase yourself back into building these habits slowly. Maybe do something for 5 minutes at a time first, then 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and slowly build back up to what your normal peak is, where you would work for an hour continuously on this one project. If you want more info about this, then read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'll leave it in the description and down below. Step 3 is, I think I already mentioned this in step 1, but it's basically just hang out with your friends. Hang out with people, don't talk about your work, just talk about random stuff, enjoy your life, and you'll feel a lot better. Now, tip number 4 is to allow yourself time to just relax, like I already mentioned. Most of these tips are just relaxing. Relax if you can, take some time, just do random stuff. Play video games, play basketball, do something that isn't work, and you'll feel better. People, will always suffer from being burned out. Nobody will ever really suffer because they took an extra day off, right? And if you're finding it hard to be motivated to do something even after building habits, to do that thing over time, then that's fine, because your habits will push you to complete the task even if you don't really want to do it. And if for a really long period of time you're not really enjoying what you're doing, then maybe consider changing your, I don't know, whatever it is, your career, your school, your education, your major. Here's how I plan on not getting into a productivity slump again. Now, obviously this is just a plan. I will probably fall into a slump at some point. I'll probably burn out at some point, but I want to try and minimize the severity of that burnout or the severity of that productivity slump as much as possible, because burnout isn't very fun. First of all, the main thing that I really want to do is I want to get to the point in my life where I'm able to simply stop working on something if it no longer interests me. Obviously that'll take a lot of work and a lot of additional resources to build up to that point where I can say, I don't really like working on this project or this job anymore. I'm just going to quit. Obviously that is a very, very large privilege that the majority of people will never get, and I hope that I can get it one day, but that's really the best way to avoid burnout, right? But two, given that one is a pipe dream, I want to build a strong enough habit system that I'm able to get work done such that motivation isn't really a factor that'll cause a burnout for me. Now, of course, motivation is affected by a lot of things like mental health, your physical health, and you can't always really just rely on your habits to be able to get work done, because sometimes you really do just need to take a break because your mental health and physical health to take care of yourself. But good habits can help you do that, take care of your health, but also get your work done at the same time. Now, three lies in taking care of your own mental and physical health. I will take a lot of breaks. When I sense myself becoming a little irritated, I'm not going to push myself until a breaking point. I'm just going to take a break. I'll take a day off or 2 days off. Maybe I'll just play some video games, play some basketball, go on a walk outside in the rainy-ish weather, and just really enjoy my life, and then come back to my work with a clear mind. That's all I really can do to make sure that I don't get a burnout, that I don't burn out, that I don't get into a productivity slump. And it's not something that I can guarantee will never happen again, but I really want it to not happen again. Now, there's only so much control you have over your own productivity, and you should definitely keep that in mind. And you should also keep in mind that the end goal of life is not to be as productive as possible, and you shouldn't really base your whole life around trying to be super productive. That's not very healthy. Life isn't about being productive. More to life, and I hope you guys recognize that. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment with any questions you had or comments about anything stupid I did in this video, like filming in this noisiest area. And if you want to talk to other people that are motivated and want to get out of productivity slumps, then join my Discord server, DM me on Twitter or Instagram. All those links are in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, get out of your productivity slumps, and I'll see you guys in the next one.